Hi guys, we're here doing another bean update. Little bad news this time. We had a time where, obviously as you guys saw, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't think of what I'm trying to say. I'm super distracted. Can't form a sentence. There you go, a little something. We brought Bean in to the aviaries in the garage, and I tried having him in one of those aviaries outside because he was sleeping outside. And he was doing so good in the 16, 15 footer, I don't remember what it is. But he was doing so good out there that I thought he would do great just changing it up and doing the garage ones. So we tried it and he was handling it like a champ. So he went to spend the night out and it happened to be full moon. You know how full moons just make animals act funky and strange? I know, you're like, okay, come on human, multitask. So he was, and Dave said something in the middle of the night around like 11 p.m. He was like, I don't feel good about it. Something's up. They sound weird, like they're acting strange. Bondi was out there with him and just doing like yipe, 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 yipe. And it just seemed like they were not content. So I went out there and the moon was so bright. And I tried to get him to come in and he wouldn't come in. He was pretty freaked out. So he was actually hanging on the ceiling part of the aviary upside down, and there was no way to get him really. Like, only access I had was his head. And so I couldn't get him to come to me and step up, and he didn't want to go to the side of the aviary, and I was trying with a flashlight and stuff, and he just seemed to freak him out more. So I decided to put my attention on Bondi, and Bondi came out just fine. And I thought maybe that would entice him to come out too if he saw that she went in. And she went in fine, she was great. And so then I was like, hey bird. So then I was like, okay, well maybe he'll come in. So I went back out, waited, tried to provoke him to the side, could not get him to calm down, could not get him to come out. He just wasn't gonna. So Dave got up at about 4 a.m. and said he was still on the ceiling part of the aviary, upside down, like he didn't sleep all night. And then we found that he had like a little cut on his face, which you can't see because it's not on that side, it's on his other side. Anyways, I have photos. I'll overlay some photos. So he does seem to be okay, but it was a bummer. Hey, what's going on? What was that? That's the first time. I'm not gonna pet you for biting. Nope, not gonna. Not gonna. Which you might get irritated about. I'm gonna see you. Can I sit you down? Maybe? Well, you're being good that way. Since you let me sit you down, I will pet you. Not for long, not if it's gonna lead to that. That didn't hurt at all. I don't know how well you guys could see on camera, but he just kind of touched. What are you doing? So anyways, couldn't get him to come in. The next day, he had that little cut on his face, and I was just kind of like, oh, what happened? And then today, which is quite a few days later, today he got a little cut again, and I'm not sure how he did it. This time he was splitting an aviary with JINX, so I'm thinking maybe he got too close to him, and JINX doesn't need a lot of getting provoked, but maybe he got provoked somehow and got him at some point. I'm not really sure what happened, but it doesn't look too bad or anything, but it's a little something. It's a little something, right? And so I think we're gonna go back to what was working and try having him in the house, and then on the porch, and then the outdoor aviary that's the 15 footer. Just because that was working good, and for whatever reason the garage ones, I've had 2 strikes and I really don't want a third. I don't want it getting any worse. So yeah, what are you doing? Can you guys see him? Oh no, you can't even see him. They can't see you down there. I'm gonna point you guys down. There we go. Just so you can see his behavior, because I'm not trusting you right now. And he was talking when he was on my hand, which is usually a precursor to aggression, so. We'll see. I couldn't really tell what he said, but one of them sounded like hi bird or something like that. What did you say? Actually, don't tell me, you don't want to know. I don't want to know. So yeah, I think one of the things that I might change up is doing his crate training in the large aviary and see how he responds in there. He might choose to just not even participate because it's big enough in there. He could just choose not to be a part of it. But I thought since that's his new comfort zone, maybe using that as a means to do it would be cool. I might take like a little table out there and put the crate on top of it and see how he does. Or try it on the ground, I'm not sure, but I think if I tried it on the ground, he would just ditch me. So we'll see how he does, but we're gonna go back to what was working and hopefully have success that way, okay? Yes, you can still have pets. But he's definitely, ever since these 2 incidents, whatever happened, I'm not really sure what happened, he's definitely less adaptive to things. He's freaking out a little bit more to things. You wanna go up? No, you're just all about the pets and it can be overboard, bud. Are you gonna get mad that I'm not doing it? I'm not gonna do it though. There's only so much petting a bird should get. But I could probably get video of his face. So stay there. And that was a little aggressive. Oh, super hard to focus. Do you see it? There we go. My camera's kind of having a hard time. There it is. Oh, and you moved. I don't trust you right now. I don't. Do not trust you, sir. So, I wanted to show this real quick. Seems like there's a little bit of a trigger with me talking to the camera that makes him start trying to talk too, which then seems to lead to body language that I'm not really digging. That clicking I'm not super digging. CRESSI does a click like that, which is maybe why I feel this way. She does a click like that when she's being aggressive towards another bird. So, I mean, it's not 100%, but it's pretty likely. So the problem that I'm having with him that you guys saw early on was he used to put his head down when I'd ask him to step up as a means for asking for head scratches instead. And he is doing that now, but sometimes when he does it, these feathers along his back area also go up. And those are what I call FU or mean feathers. And when those go up, I really don't trust him. And so he's giving me a lot of body language actually right now that is making me not trust him. So just getting him off the bed at this moment is a challenge. And I wanted to show it just because I feel like most things with Bean have been fairly smooth sailing. As a lot of you say, you're like, oh, you make it look too easy. So I want to try to emphasize the hard bits. And this is a hard bit right now. So I'm going to try to set the camera down so I can try to work through it. I do not have a treat, so if I need to go grab one, I will. I'm going to see if he wants to come. And he doesn't. And do you guys see all this? All this part of his body raised. That's what I don't like. So the head scratching is one thing, and it was cute in the beginning because I could head scratch and then he would step up. But this is different than that. And I hope you guys can see that. So I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to hope I don't provoke him to like do anything mean. But it's not all raising as much as it did. Hopefully we got that. But I'm going to go grab a treat and see if he'll respond to that. Oh, he left the frame. Okay. Just want to make sure you guys are able to see what I'm talking about because I feel like this is an important moment. Oh, yeah, I guess that's as zoomed out as it can get. Yeah. Okay. So that's all the big feathers. Gosh, I hope this is in focus. That's all the big feathers that I don't like. Look. In a net. Why are you sideways? That's weird. Good. Good job. And he kind of took the nut aggressively a little bit, like, just give me it. That's what it felt like. Blueberry, you gotta stay. All right, so didn't take the camera with me for obvious reasons. Bean was not being super predictable. So I carried him out to the large aviary and he didn't flap at all, which I'm not sure if it's a good or a bad thing. Normally he flaps a little bit and is very anticipating of like wanting to go out there and be out there. And I don't know. He just seems like he's having almost an off day or unpredictable day, and it could be that his face hurts. It could be that all the weird stuff that just happened. I'm not sure. But when I handed him a little piece of nut, the best way I could describe it to you guys is like if you handed somebody something and they were like, just give me it. Like they were really rude and kind of forceful about it. That's how I felt from him when he took the nut. And then he wasn't really eating it on the way out there. And so I showed him that I had a whole other piece, a really big piece. So then he ate it more quickly. And the closer that I got, when I got into the catch, he was really excited and acted like, ooh, I want to go in the aviary. So I was happy about that. That's a little bit more normal Bean. And I gave him the rest of the nut, but even that, even though it was a super big piece, I could still feel a little slight, like, there's just an aggressiveness behind it. And it's not something that I don't know that it translates to video. It's just something I could feel in the force of when he took the nut. So I don't know. It'll kind of depend on when I'm editing this footage, whether or not looking back on it, I feel like you can see everything that I was actually experiencing or not. That's a hard thing about video is sometimes it doesn't always look like what it actually was or how it felt in the moment. It's like, oh, it didn't look that bad or something like that. So I hope this is translating. And I hope that he's happier in the big aviary again and we can get him back to his happier, mellow self. But I'm soon going to be going into temperatures that he can't be outside for. So that's going to be a whole new ball game for him and living in the house and everything. So I'm going to use the aviary as long as I can to try to expand on certain behaviors and stuff. But then eventually I'm going to have to work in the house and see what I can do from there. But for now, I'm going to use the crutch of the aviary because I feel like since I got him over that and now he really enjoys it, I can kind of use it to my advantage to get other behaviors. So we'll see if that rings true or not when I actually go to crate train in there or do any training in there.